Us, Impzです。Hey, what's up? こんにちは。So, talk time number 20. Great to be with you, and I hope everything is going well for you and safe and sound. But talk time 20. So, as usual, we take a look at some happenings and some clips that I picked up from around town and some other stuff. But let's take a look at these clips and then we'll come back and talk about some other stuff. Yay! So, take a look.
So, Dodekamin has this collab campaign with Kimetsu no Yaiba, so it's pretty cool that they have the characters on. Previously, it was Shingeki no Kyojin, and now in Akiba they have this big Million Live event. I think it's the anniversary event. And this is a look at Hamachi Features 2020 from outside. We couldn't enter this year, so but anyway, a look at Belsao Akihabara. And Langrisa has a collab event with Yu Yu Hakusho. It's pretty cool. And this is one of my favorite meals in Japan. I mean, it's a breakfast, but it's a very great deal from Matsuya.
But yeah, the breakfast is quite reasonable. It's like 410 yen. So it's like 410 yen is like about $4 US. And you get rice, you get a sausage, you get a salad, you get a miso soup, you get some nori, some seaweed, and pickles, and what else? And you get a choice of either gyudon, the gyudon meat, or tofu, or natto. So yeah, for $4, for 400 yen, yes, 410 yen, is quite good, I think. And that was the first time I went to a restaurant in like months. Like, I haven't eaten in a restaurant in months, and that was the first time to go to a restaurant in like 4 months. So yeah, it's nice to eat that breakfast again. And if you're in town, in Tokyo, in Japan anyway, I think Matsuya is a national chain, and the breakfast is so nice, I think. I highly recommend the breakfast. Anyway, yay. But good stuff. Also, I started playing a new smartphone game called Twisted Wonderland. And basically, Twisted Wonderland is it's made by Aniplex and Disney. So Disney and Aniplex they work together, Disney Japan anyway, to make this smartphone app. And what it is, it's like focuses on the villains of Disney. So yeah, it's usually Disney is like, heroes and heroines and stuff like that. But this app is actually made by the people who worked on Black Butler, Kuro Shitsuji. So it's kind of dark stuff, I don't know, it's different. And the game itself, I just started, but it's kind of interesting, and the characters are pretty interesting too. I was in Akiba yesterday too, and I saw like a lot of guys and girls trying to get those goods, in the game centers and the shops. So yeah, Twisted Wonderland. I don't know if it's in how many countries, but it's it just came out in Japan in March, I think, so not so long ago. But yeah, it's a pretty decent game. I'm still in the beginning, but enjoying it. So yeah, if you have a chance, check it out. You may like it. I mean, it's pretty popular in Japan, so. But Twisted Wonderland. Yay. Okay, the next order of business, I wanted to talk about events. So in Japan, the second half of the year is usually quite busy. There's a lot of events, but as you know, this year is different, and not surprisingly, most of the events are cancelled. So C3AFA, which is usually in September but this time it's in October. C3AFA Tokyo is cancelled. So yeah, I was looking forward to that, but C3AFA is cancelled. Also, the All Japan Model Hobby Show is cancelled. All Japan Model Hobby Show cancelled. Oh my god. And yeah, that's another sad thing too, but so that's cancelled. Also, OneFest is cancelled. So they had OneFest scheduled in November, I think, because I guess the Olympics, they moved it to November. It's usually in July, but they pushed it to November. OneFest in November is cancelled. So Wonder Festival 2020 Autumn is cancelled. That's a big one. That's like one of the main highlights of the year, But can be helped. So OneFest is cancelled, but they scheduled the following OneFest, which is 2021 Winter. So in February, OneFest 2021 Winter is still scheduled. So hopefully we can go to OneFest. That would be awesome. But OneFest 2020 Autumn is cancelled. So I wanted to know about Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show is another big event. I haven't gone recently, but just checking. Tokyo Game Show in September is cancelled. So the real event the event is cancelled. But instead of that, they're gonna have some kind of online version, so you can check it out online. So I don't have much details about that, but anyway, the Tokyo Game Show is also cancelled. Wow. So also Tokyo Comic Con. Okay, so Tokyo Comic Con is in December. Usually one of the last events in the year. Tokyo Comic Con is still on schedule, but on the site it says be careful. We may cancel. We may postpone. Whatever. But so anyway, Tokyo Comic Con is the only one that I know of that is still on schedule. And who knows? You can't see the future. What will happen with Tokyo Comic Con? But it would be nice to go. But I don't know. Well, we just gotta wait and see. So a lot of events being cancelled. It's not as work as usual, but on a good note, there are two events in Akihabara. Well, yesterday and today actually. The first one is Hamachi Features 2020, and Hamachi Features is a Hamachi Nations event, but this time it was totally virtual, online anyway. So It was in Akihabara, so I walked past the venue, and they had a big sign, Hamachi Features 2020, and but you couldn't go in. It says this event is closed to the public, so unfortunately you couldn't see the figures in person. But it's online, so I think most people can check it out online, see the new stuff. What I'm hoping for is within the near future they will move those displays into the Hamachi Nations Tokyo shop, which is what they usually do. Like right after the event, they just send it to the Hamachi Nations shop. So hopefully this week I can see some of the things that were on display. But no guarantees, but it's the usual pattern though. So hopefully I can see some cool Hamachi Nation stuff this week at the shops or at the various locations in Akihabara. And yeah, hopefully. Okay, and there was also another event, a GSC event, Good Smile Company event, and it's the One Hobby Gallery. And this one, they did two things. So they had One Hobby Gallery 2020 online and offline. So basically it's the same event, but one is virtual and one was you could go to the Akibako building and check it out. So the One Hobby Gallery 2020 offline was in Akihabara, and I went to that yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting I thought they would cancel this event too, but I looked on Friday and I said, oh, there's One Hobby Gallery tomorrow. I didn't even know, and so I went to the Akibako building. And so the system was different. Before you could just walk in, walk in freely. But this time they checked your temperature, and they made you get a entry ticket. The ticket was free, but you had to get a ticket, and you would have to come back at your time, and they would only let 20 people in at a time. And then you had 30 minutes to check out the stuff, and then you had to get out. So yeah, I got my ticket, and then I went back at my time, and I had 30 minutes to take shots of whatever I could. So I got some footage from One Hobby Gallery. It may not be as many shots as I wanted, because I was taking pictures, and then the guy behind me wanted to he wanted to see the figure I was taking pictures of, so I could only get limited shots. Usually I get about 10 shots per figure at least. But sometimes this event, pressure was on, time was limited. I couldn't get as many shots as I wanted. But I tried to do the best I could in 30 minutes. and with the guys pressuring me to move forward, you know. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, it was pretty cool. So some One Hobby Gallery offline videos are on the way. I put some up already, but yeah, it was good, and it was nice to go to the event. So stocked up on some shots. But yeah, so that was One Hobby Gallery. It was pretty good. But anyway, yeah. Okay. In anime news, I started watching Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, and Tekketsu no Orphans, and yeah, it's on Hulu, so I finally got a chance to check it out. Like, I knew about, you know, Barbatos and whatever, but I didn't know the exact story, so I finally started watching it, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like it. It's more violent than I expected, kind of, but it's pretty cool, and it's a pretty good story, I think. Actually, I haven't gone to pachinko since February. I think February is the last time I went to pachinko. So actually, I went to pachinko once this past week, and it has changed. I think a lot of the pachinko parlors now are non-smoking, which is great. You know, I don't smoke, and I'm very happy that now most pachinko parlors, are non-smoking. So that's one good thing. So it's not as unhealthy as before. I played pachinko since over 20 years. I've been playing pachinko, but it's always been smoky. But now, finally, in 2020, pachinko has made the switch to non-smoking. So that's a very nice thing, I think. For me, I mean, I don't know about smokers, but for me, I'm very happy, I think. And yeah, pachinko got a little more healthy than before, I mean. And yeah, it's quite clean, you know. The parlors I go to, there's a barrier between each machine, you know. There's a small plexiglass barrier, but at least there's some barrier. And then, like, they clean the machines quite often. And when you go to the counters to get your prizes or whatever, there's all kinds of barriers too, you know, to protect everybody from getting sick or whatever. But yeah, so that was one interesting thing. When going to pachinko after, you know, March, April, May, June for 4 months. I think that's the longest break I ever took from pachinko. But yeah, 4 months without pachinko, and I finally went back. And yeah, that's what I thought. But anyway, yay. So that's all for today, I think. Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to talk about, drop them down below. And yeah, that's about it for today. But anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. And see you again soon. どうもありがとうございます。また会いましょう。じゃあね。うっす。